Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold, and hey, have you heard about Duelyst? This is a game which I fell in love with almost instantly upon being recommended to try it out from a friend of mine. Duelyst is a tactical strategy, arena-based collectible card game, or KKK, and it's just a whole lot of fun to play, and I really got into it the second I tried it. This game is produced by a small studio called Counterplay Games. This studio is made up by people such as Keith Lee, who worked on Ratchet and Clank and Diablo 3. And also the artwork for this game has been done by a gentleman named Kotaki, Global Kotaki. I might be saying that, I'm probably butchering it. Global Kotaki is probably the name. I'm so sorry, dude, if I'm saying your name wrong. But he did the art for one of my favorite games of 2014. And that was Rogue Legacy, a roguelike game which was incredibly fun to play, that I also strongly recommend to anyone who wants to try out a fun adventure style game. Duelyst on the other hand is very different, and he's definitely updated. If he did all the visuals for this game, he has definitely updated his skills, because just look at this background of the menu. The first time I saw this background, I really got the sense of adventure and wonder, and almost felt like this was going to be either an RPG or some type of platformer game. But it's not. It's a collectible card game, and the presentation for it really just kind of captured my interest almost instantly. Let's talk about the modes that you have here for this game. You've got Play, which has 4 modes inside of it, which is Practice, Season Ladder, Solo Challenges, and the Gauntlet. You've got Watch. Watch allows you to watch replays from different divisions in case you want to update your skills. I don't think there's any of me there. I'm in Silver Division right now. Are there any of me? No, I am not that good. That's a shame, but maybe someday. Collection allows you to build your decks and see what cards you have. And Codex allows you to hear the history of this game and kind of explore the background. Also, you can use Spirit Orbs, which I have none of right now, but I'll talk a bit more about that later on. You get daily quests for playing the game, so every day you log in, you get a new quest, such as my current quest is Abyssian Challenger, to play 4 online games with an Abyssian deck, and also you can also get extra gold for winning every day, and my next first win of the day is going to be in 21 hours or so. Your profile has your stats and your accomplishments and achievements so far. Armory allows you to buy more Spirit Orbs. These Spirit Orbs contain 5 cards. They are your card packs, and 1 card is typically a rare or better. They can be bought with in-game currency, such as 100 gold for 1 Spirit Orb, or real life currency here. Settings are pretty basic. You don't have a whole variety of settings here. For the visual settings, you've got 3 options. You've got Best Fit, Tightest Fit, and Pixel Perfect. Best Fit allows you to zoom in a bit more, and it's really recommended, say, if you're a streamer or making videos. But I honestly want to show off the game in the best quality as I can, so I'm going to stick with Pixel Perfect because it looks really sharp. HIDPI mode is for those with monitors with high pixel density, such as 4K monitors. I don't have one of those, so I won't be turning that off, as it can lag my game a little bit. You can also increase the lighting quality or the shadow quality. I've turned those down low for the purpose of recording the video. I don't want to overload my system, but when I normally play, I do play with them on high, and it looks absolutely astounding. Bloom is also a prominent feature in the visual aspects of this game, and you can slide that down or higher if you don't, however you so wish to do. Audio is pretty standard. Game stats are pretty standard and self-explanatory, and then you've also got some account stuff which you can change there. So let's talk about the game a bit more. How do you play this game? First of all, when you're starting this game, the first thing you can only do is go to the practice mode, and I'll show a little bit of that there. In practice mode, you have 6 factions to choose from: Lionars, Songhai, Vitruvians, Abyssian, Magma, and Vannar. There's also a 7th faction, which is the neutral faction, which you can mix with cards through any deck, but there are unique cards which can only go to these decks. I'm going to pick a Lionar deck and do in practice mode with Abyssians, or let's do Abyssians, just to kind of show off what the game is. At the start, the game randomly puts you either on the left or the right hand side of the screen. If you're on the left, you're first player. If you're on the right, you're second player. You start off by drawing 5 cards, and you start off with 2 mana. So at the moment, I've got 2 really high costing cards, so I'm not going to be able to use those for a while, so I'm going to get rid of them, and you can replace them from your hand and swap over. That's a little bit better for what we've got here. You've got units, which are your character cards here, and you've also got spells which have a shape around them to signify that they're spells. These ones with hexagons are artifacts that buff up your general, and as you can see, your generals have to start with 2 attack and 25 health, which makes them quite a good tank, but once you lose all the health on your general, you lose the game. The advantage of going first is that you can summon units first, and most units suffer from summon sickness, which means they can't attack the turn they're summoned. That means on my opponent's second turn here, they'll be able to attack before I can attack. The bonus for the second though is that you get 3 mana and they start with 2 mana. So I should be able to make use of that. Plus it also starts you closer to these mana crystals. These mana spring tiles give you 1 mana for a turn, and if you can make use of them, I highly recommend doing so. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to swap 1 card from my hand. I would like really an extra unit, and so the card which I'm going to get rid of is Martyrdom. I'm going to put that into my replace pile, and it's going to give me a new card. Oh, that Necrosate is not going to be useful right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon out Silver Guard Knight, and even though I'm not going to be able to make... actually, I could get rid of those 2 units. No, I'm not going to do that though. I can't really make use of this extra mana for this turn, but I would rather capture it now rather than letting my opponent have the opportunity to get it. And I'll also put this on my general, which will increase his attack by 1, so he does a little bit of damage. You have a 90-second timer for a turn. Every 90 seconds it counts down, and if you run out, you automatically switch over to your opponent. And that's all I can really do for this turn, so I'm going to end here. Now, Abyssians are the... how can I describe them? Abyssians use lots of weak monsters, such as these Wraithlings, and they can also use their Bloodborne spell to summon more Wraithlings. But their gimmick is that they have cards which have the Death Watch ability. And Death Watch basically means when a monster dies, or creature dies, that's Yu-Gi-Oh terms there. When a creature dies or unit dies, they get an effect, such as Shadow Watcher. Shadow Watcher gets +1 health and +1 attack every time a unit dies. So even though they're going to lose this little Wraithling here, losing some of my opponent's resources, they get to buff their monsters. It's not just also buffing their monsters, they also get effects such as doing direct damage, summoning more units, and so on and so forth. So I need to be careful if I'm going to play here. I don't really want to kill too many while Shadow Watch is out, because he's just going to get stronger and stronger. So what I really want to do here is find a way to get rid of that card first before doing anything else. First, I'm going to exchange my card and swap that over, and let's see what we got. We got Divine Bond, which is really useful, but not completely useful in this situation. And we've got Lycian Brawler. Nothing I can really do here, so I'm going to bring him closer. My Silver Guard Knight has a Provoke ability, and Zeal gains +2 attack, which means when it stays near my general, it gains +2 attack. And Provoke means if an enemy is nearby, they can only attack that unit and can't move around. So I get to keep my opponent in place there. Now I really don't want to kill anything else this turn, so I'm going to summon Lycian Brawler, and I will just do some damage using my general to my opponent and start taking off their health a little bit. I could attack with my knight here, but I really want him to survive until the next turn, so I'm going to hold on to that there. A couple of things which I can talk about while the time's ticking down. Artifacts, they have 3 durability on them. Every time you take damage, you lose 1 durability on it, and then eventually you lose it and it disappears. And also, what's also interesting about this game is that you don't draw a card at the start of your turn, you draw it at the end of your turn. What's really unique about this from different games is that it means you have to deal with the situation with the current cards in your hand, and you don't get new options at the start of your turn. Because you don't get new options at the start of your turn, you really got to be able to play smartly and predict whether you're going to need a card in the current turn or need it more later on. I could talk a bit more about that in a different game or when it gets a bit more complicated, but for the time being, as you can see, I've got my 4 cards here, and I've got to be careful if I'm going to really try and attack my opponent here. This unit here also has a special ability which, when it dies, it does Shadow Creep, and Shadow Creep leaves spikes on the floor. If a unit stays on that at the end of my turn, they will take damage, unfortunately, or at the end of my opponent's turn. I am not doing too well here. I'm taking a ton of damage. I am losing quite a bit of health in my general, and my opponent is doing tons of shenanigans by summoning all these minions here. So I think it's time to use some spells. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to first play the spell Tempest. Tempest is going to do 2 damage to all generals and units on the field. Unfortunately, that monster there is going to get a bit of a buff, so what I'm going to do is now use the... Well, I really haven't got anything to kind of actually get rid of that, so what I'm going to try and do is maybe replace that, and hopefully I'll draw into something much better. Oh, another Divine Bond. That is not what I really wanted here. So let me run away from a bit. That's not going to really help me too much here. Let me summon out Windblade Adept, and that's all I can really do for the turn. Let's give him a bit more of a buff, and hopefully I can survive this turn. Let's see. But yeah, this is the idea of the game. And the idea of the game is that you make your deck and you play out each other. What I really love about this game is the fact that it's in an arena. Makes it adds an extra layer of strategy. You have to really be aware of a variety of resources, such as where you are on the field, how much mana you have, how much mana your opponent has, how many cards they have, how much is in their deck, and so on and so forth, because all of these things really add up later on. Okay, so my opponent's used most of their mana to summon quite a few things here. I'm not really doing too well here. I'm not going to really be able to make a comeback here unless I get something really good. I got a unit there, but he's not going to help me too much. It's Necroseer. Necroseer's got decent stats, but he's really got a high cost, and his stats aren't really great for his level. They're okay. What I love about this game, though, is it's got depth through its simplicity. It seems really simple to begin with, but the more you play of it, the more depth you see, the more options you just begin to discover. There are so many different ways to play a different deck. It's kind of crazy from some of the things I've seen online, such as an alternative version of an Abyssian deck, which is what the AI is playing right now, is a Shadow Creep deck, which spawns loads of spikes on the field and they do direct damage. That can really add up. In fact, they have a spell which does 4 spikes on the field. It's 7 mana cost, but it does a ton of damage to you at the end of the turn, which can really kind of just take the game without really having to attack your opponent. There's lots of different variety in this game here. I think this is pretty much a loss, but I'm going to just do what I can to see if I can at least capture something. Let's swap War Surge again, see if I can get anything good. Saber Time Tiger is not good, bad. Or Saber Spine Tiger, I should say. Let's attack that there. Saber Spine Tiger is really fun because he has Rush, which allows him to attack the turn he's summoned. It makes him really quite unique for that. And let's summon that out there. And so on and so forth. Okay, I think we're done for this now. Let's concede this game. Once you've played 3 practice games, you can then go on to the season rank ladder and start building your own deck. Building your own deck is where you're going to be spending a lot of time here. So let's talk about that. Go into collection mode here. You can build a deck. To start with, you've got to choose a general. As you level up different factions, you get a variety of generals. So for Lioness, I could choose between these two here. For Songhai, I could choose between these two here, and so on and so forth. Having done these 3 yet, I will be working on those later on. And they all have different spell effects. Bloodborne, Argian's Bloodborne effect gives a minion +2 attack, as you saw in the last game. But Zoran's effect is that it restores 3 health to a friendly minion. This one allows you to teleport a friendly minion to 2 spaces. And this one summons a Heartseeker, which is a ranged unit with only 1 attack, making both of these really good for controlling the field and also doing long range damage. These ones summon minions which also increase your resources on the field. The Dervishes that Xerex can summon also have Rush, which makes it very aggressive. And this one increases your damage to other minions that she does on the field, making her a really good offensive unit. And then you've got others here which are really also quite good. You start with choosing a general, and then you get to choose spells from your own faction. I won't build a whole entire deck here. Maybe I'll do that in another video. And once you've chosen cards from your own faction, you can then choose some from the neutral faction. And this is where the heart of your collection really is. The neutral cards really make a big impact on the way you can play your deck here. And you can get loads of these cards here. The deck which I currently main is this Lion or 2 deck here. This deck is the kind of deck I like to run in any new card game that I start to play, and it's basically just removal and field control. There's lots of cards in here which can either get rid of effects such as Ephemeral Shroud or Sunbloom, And then you've got aggressive cards such as Azurite Lion and Windblade Adept, which are really good cards for their cost. And as you can see, my deck doesn't really go up higher than a 4 mana cost, because I rather play multiple cards as opposed to playing big units in the field. But I'm still learning the game, and I do lose as much as I win. Other features for this game, we have his season ladder. The season ladder is playing competitively against other people. Solo challenges. This is a great way of learning the game, where you can take a challenge and try to beat a situation where you must kill the opponent's general in one turn. So you got a situation here. This one says you're going to learn about flying. So how can I kill this general in one turn with only this flying unit here? Well, let me see. I've got a flying unit, I've got Tempest, and I've got this Orient Nexus that gives a friendly minion plus 3 health. So if I use that first on my minion, then I can use Tempest to destroy all minions in the field. And now that all of these minions are gone, I can fly across the field and do damage to the general, defeat them, and take that game. And they're just fun little puzzles, fun ways to learn the mechanics of the game whilst actually doing the challenge. I haven't been able to do all of these. One of them which I'm really struggling on is the level 6 challenge, and that is this one here with Abyssians. This one you've got to defeat your general here, and the idea is to summon repeatedly over and over again, and this is as far as I've got so far. If I summon you there, I'll explain what each card does as we go along. Okay, so what's going to happen here first is I'm going to attack it using Gloom Chaser into this wolf here, and every time a unit dies, these Blood Moon Priestesses are going to summon another unit, and Shadow Dancer is going to do damage to my opponent. So I need to basically use Shadow Dancer to kind of do 15 damage to my opponent by suiciding a bunch. So I'm going to keep on doing that now. You're going to suicide into there, and you're going to suicide into there. Okay, so I've got him down to 13 damage. Let me see, can I I can use Saber Spine Tiger to summon that, and he can do Rush. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... Ooh, I've kind of forgotten what to do. Let me think. How do I do this again? Man, it's been a long time. I'm pretty sure I just attacked the general. That's probably a waste. Yeah, I didn't really summon anything else there, did I? Oh man, I forgot how to do this. I think I attack you, and then attack you, and now I can summon this Deep Fire Devourer, which will destroy all minions around it. And more damage, more summons, and that's as far as I got. I got to 1 damage. I haven't been able to figure out how to do any more damage than that. But these puzzles are fun. They're really fun to do and really challenging, and you get currency by doing so. So they're a really great way to learn the game. I think they're really quite smart. Let me end game here and move on. Let's see, what else is there to show about Duelyst? We've done all the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a very important mode. The Gauntlet is only open certain days of the week, and you pay 150 gold to enter. When you pay 150 gold to enter, you get to choose from 3 factions. And let's say, what should I go with? I guess I'll go for Lionel, since I know them the most. And then they give you 3 random cards, and you get to choose amongst them. So let me build a deck real quick. These decks are smaller than normal. You get 31 cards to choose from, and you only get 3 at a time. So what would I like here? I like Lightbender. This has the spell which gets rid of monster effects, so let's use that. And then we can use oh man, this is not great. I guess I could use some Rust Ruler to destroy a random enemy artifact. Oh, maybe Sundrop. I'll go for Rust Ruler. And this is completely random here. In fact, I'm not going to do all of this now, but you make a random deck, and then you play against other people using a random deck, and you get currency for doing so. Using the Gauntlet is almost always worth doing than actually buying orbs, because while an orb costs 100 gold to buy outright, or by playing the Gauntlet you get a free orb. even though Gauntlet costs 150 for a ticket, you get an orb, you usually get some currency back even if you don't win, and you get spirit. And spirit is what you need to craft cards, which is another way of getting cards in this game. Crafting, the way crafting works is you have spirit. I have very little at the moment because I did some crafting before. You pick a card you don't have, drag it over to there, it tells you how much you can craft it for and how much you can disenchant it for. You don't want to disenchant any cards, especially if you want to make a variety of different decks, unless you're someone that's really dedicated to doing so. You can take an epic card which has an orange card, orange rarity there, disenchant it for like 350, and then get rid of it if you really think you don't ever want to use it. But I would recommend looking up guides online before doing so, because you never know when a card might actually become useful. There are some cards which are outright useless, and you can disenchant those for currency and use it to build other cards. But you know, be careful with that, because it can be harder, or it will take more work to get them back by crafting and earning more spirit, as opposed to disenchanting them in the first place. And that's really Duelyst. Duelyst is just that. You're building decks, you're collecting cards. It's a lot of fun to play, and I think what I'm going to do to end this game here is I'm going to play online one game, show it off the deck which I actually use, and see how we go here, and then that will end off this video. Hopefully I've done a decent job to get people interested into playing this game. Let me know if you are. I'm actually really enjoying playing this game. It's just fun to just load it up every now and then and play whilst I have a couple of minutes free. Typically games don't take too long, sometimes they can do, but normally they aim for about 8 minutes or so. And yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun to play. So let me talk through what I'm doing in this game here whilst I play here. I got rid of 2 level 4 cards, or mana 4 cards, because I'm not going to be able to use them straight away. And I have an interesting opening hand here. I have 3 cards which can dispel. I have 2 Ephemeral Shrouds and Sunbloom. Then I have Saber Spine Tiger and Sentinel, Silverguard Knight, which has Provoke. A Abyssian deck likes to swarm the field with lots of minions, as you saw earlier. And this one might be playing a Shadow Creep build, so I've got to be careful here. I really don't want to give lots of Shadow Creeps into the field. First of all, I'm going to get rid of a Shroud, because I'm not going to need all 3 of these cards for the spell. And I've got a Lionheart Blessing. That's okay, it's not really amazing, but I can make some use of it. Now you really want to make the most of your mana every turn, but I'm not going to play anything else here. Even though I can play Lionheart Blessing, I want to wait until my next turn and I actually have the option to attack, so I can guarantee I can get something out of that. Although he probably will be attacking it this turn. We'll soon find out. Having it so that you draw your card at the end of your turn really changes the way you play this game. You can't really luck draw in this game. You can't just bring something and oh, that is a new card I've never seen before. That is a very high rare card. A Dying Wish, resummon this minion on a random space. Wow. I wonder how many times it can do that. Okay. And you kind of want to talk about card value quite a bit. You want to consider how much you're spending for your opponent's cards. I managed to get rid of 3 of their resources for 1 of my 3 mana cards. This game can kind of get crazy like that. But let's see what I'm going to do this turn. Right, nothing I can really do. I really want to start using Lionheart Blessing because it lets me draw more cards. But what I'll do first is I'll get rid of one of these Shrouds. Again. And I've drawn into Primus Shieldmaster. Now I really want to dispel this, because letting that come back over and over again could be a problem. So what I want to do is I want to dispel that with Ephemeral Shroud, and that gets rid of its effect. And then I wish I could have gotten closer actually with my general to kill it this turn. I probably should have moved it first, and yeah, my opponent thinks that's a smart move, so I think I'm doing the right thing there. Right, nothing else I can really do this turn, so what I'm going to do is just be a little bit aggressive and kind of attack there. With a Lioner deck, you really want to hold control of the center of the field. You really don't want to be around the edges. Most other decks are actually quite good at, say, long range damage or controlling it, and you can't really chase each other down. So let me shut up and move over there, and let's see what my opponent does now. My basic aim for this deck is to kind of get rid of as many of my opponent's resources as possible. Wow. Okay, now he just used a card which gave his minion +5 attack. That's going to do a ton of damage to me. He's going to lose his card. Unfortunately, he won't come back thanks to the spell. But wow, losing +5 or 6 damage at this point in the game is really quite quick. I'm going to have to start playing a little bit more conservatively. So, 5 mana now. Let's get rid of this Shield Master because it's very high costing for what I have available to me right now. I really want to match my opponent for what he has in the field here. So let's get rid of one of these resources. Attack you. And let's summon down a Silver Guard. And now I'm going to summon up another unit. And hopefully my aim right now is to kind of keep this unit alive until my next turn. Hopefully he will stay alive. Both of these units get increased attack when they stay near my general. They have what's called a Zeal effect. He gets +2 attack, and he gets +2 attack. My opponent's now using Demonic Lure. Demonic Lure is going to throw him, allowing him to teleport one of my units across the field. Interesting that he brought it there. That almost seems a little bit of a waste. Oh, he wanted to do so now he can destroy it with Night Sorrow Assassin, which destroys any unit that has 2 attack or less. I see. Interesting. Right, fortunately I got what I wanted. I managed to keep him alive for this turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw him over here, and now I'm going to use Lionheart Blessing to buff him up. And while this unit stays close to me and it attacks another unit, I get to draw a card for each bit of damage it does. So let's look at my options here. I've drawn into Sojourner, which basically has Lionheart Blessing built into it, but very weak attack. I kind of want to get that on the field now, so let's put her out there. A really cool card here. I really love the animations of the pixel artwork in this game, just really cool stuff. And the only thing I can do for this turn now is I can replace and I can buff. So I'm going to replace Shieldmaster again. I've got another Tiger, which is fine. And I'll just buff one of my units this turn. I really want to kind of spread out the damage a bit. So let's put it on Sojourner and let's see what my opponent does. If I can get some draws, then I will be in a really good position. But we'll have to see. They're bringing out Shadow Watcher. This was a problem for me in the practice game. Now they're going to use Demonic Lure. Demonic Lure is going to teleport my minion, but it also does damage, so it will die, which means I'm not going to get any draws from that card. Now they've got their Death Watch card out. I'm going to try and got to be careful here. If Shadow Watcher gets too strong, it's going to be a problem to deal with. So what I'm now going to use is Sunbloom. I'm going to spell everything within a 2x2 area, and that gets rid of his effect. Now let's see how close I can bring Sojourner in there. I'm going to bring my general over here, Sojourner over there, and now I'm going to attack with Sojourner. And when she does damage, she allows me to draw a card. Now I'm going to play Tempest. Well, actually no, these cards aren't really a threat to me, so let me get rid of him. And let me swap a Tiger out. Let's see if I can get something stronger. Hopefully, yep, Shield Master, that will do. And let's put Shield Master down there and buff him up with a Roar, which will give him 2 attack. Now in my turn, I'm doing pretty good here. My opponent has 7 mana but only has 2 cards in their hand, and now they've just used one of the most OP cards in the game. That is Rite of the Underfold, where you get to draw to fill your action card. It costs 5 mana to use, but they've just got a +4 in +4, well, -1, +4, so +3. That gives them a lot of options, although they had to spend a lot. And now they just teleported my Shieldmaster over there onto some spikes, and he'll take some damage this turn. You only take 1 damage, fortunately, but still it's annoying to get him back onto the field over here. Okay, try and get my opponent's resources. At this point, this is when I would start pushing for game. And so I want to get rid of something here. I want to get rid of Tiger. Let's see if I can get something stronger. Another Sojourner. That's okay. I'm gonna bring you as close as possible. I'm gonna bring you over there, and I'm gonna get Sojourner to do some damage to this little creep here. Destroy it. Draw a card. Now I haven't used my mana yet. Got 2 Lightbenders. Don't really need a Lightbender right now. Got too much to spell right now. So let me. Oh, my general's on 13 health. I didn't even realize that. Right, let's bring out another Sojourner. Try and lock her down in the corner a bit, and then I really need to back off later on. Nothing else I can do this turn, though. I could just summon these for more of a wall, but I don't really like wasting these effects. Being able to dispel my opponent is going to be really key here, especially with a big bad boy like this. So this is Dark Nemesis. Dark Nemesis, at the start of your turn, deal 4 damage to the enemy general and this minion gains 4 attack. 3 damage, free money there. Really, really annoying stuff there. So I am going to use the spell to kind of get rid of that. He has a lot of health too. So I need to get my general out of there first. Let's get Sojourner to trade attacks with that, and then get me another card, and let's see what options I get. Another Sojourner, not really what I wanted, so let's get rid of one of her. Got too much drawing going on, really need some damage. And let's bring out him to kind of keep focus on him, because I might not be able to kill him this turn. How far can I bring him? I could probably bring him an extra square if I bring Sojourner forward. Bring you a little bit more forward. Let's attack. Ah, I messed up. I completely messed up. I wanted to dispel this turn. I need to dispel him, which means I'm going to lose the effects of these. I should have done that first. Ah, my bad. My bad indeed. So let's draw first. Ooh, Holy Immolation. That is pretty good for what I could use. Not right now though. Let's bring Lightbender out. I want to keep the Provokers, so let's lose this Sojourners. Dispel both of those. And anything else I can do this turn? Let's roar and power him up a bit. And let's see if we can do anything else there. Okay, a little bit worried. My opponent has a lot of resources, so who knows what they're going to do. They might have that spell I was talking about, which can summon 4 spikes in the field. That could actually really kind of do a lot of damage to me. But I might be able to pull this back, assuming I don't die too quickly. So first he's going to summon 2 Wraithlings. But because he can only do, because that close, he's only going to be able to do 1. Now he's using Ritual Banishing to destroy one of his minions, and then he gets to destroy one of mine. And now he's going to be aggressive. He's going to try and go for the kill here. He's going to attack with his big beast there, trying to do as much damage as he can. Oh, is he? Well, he must do. He can't attack anything else now. Okay. Grasp of Agony. Choose an enemy minion. When it dies, deal 3 damage to everything around it. So that's going to die soon, probably. Yep. Night Sorrow Assassin's going to kill it. And they're going to lose 3 damage. I'm going to lose Lightbender as well. And now take 4 damage to my general. Now, they're going to do some direct damage. They're going to do 2 damage to my general. And restore 3 to them. Not a great position. Not a great position at all. But I do have some stuff on my sleeve. Let's bring you back a bit. And bring you over there. And now I'm going to play one of my best spells, which is Holy Immolation. That's going to do 4 damage to all enemies around him and give him 4 health again. Now he's got a little bit more health. He won't die this turn. Let's bring out... let's get rid of some stuff actually. Let's get rid of... I think Divine One's going to really help me later on. I don't really take more damage, so I'm going to use Tempest. Get rid of Tempest, and yeah, let's do that. Let's bring out 1 Tiger there. And... Tiger go, I guess. Let's get rid of you. And the only thing I can do now is I don't want to buff him up too much because I don't want to be wasted, but this is free, so I'll do it with this. Right, let's see what my opponent does. My opponent might be able to insta-kill me actually. If they get that Shadow Creep spell, which does 4 Shadow Creeps in the field, they can just put that underneath my feet and kind of just kill me this turn. But hopefully they haven't drawn it just yet. Let's see. Nope, they're going to spawn more. They're going to put themselves in the corner. Gloom Chaser, summon more. Good thing I still got Tempest, I guess. And yeah, okay. Right, I want to kind of hurt you this turn. How am I going to hurt you? How am I going to do some damage? Let's get rid of these annoying minions first. This is really risky, but I'm going to take more damage to my general, but I need to be aggressive. Yeah. Now with you over there, I'm going to put you there, so lock you in the corner. And I want to get rid of Lightbender. Hopefully I can get a stronger minion. No, but I can get Lionheart Blessing, which means you need to be next to my general. Let's use Lionheart Blessing. Let's buff you up a little bit more. That's 9 damage. Shame I can't use Divine Bond on him. That will give him attack damage equal to his attack, but that won't really be worth it just now. So let's attack my opponent. And a Azurite Lion. This could be good. Let me summon a tiger here. And let me summon a lion there. And let's see if I can keep you in the corner for a turn. Well played. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. There's no thank you option here. Ah, it's game. It's game. That's Shadow Nova. That's going to do damage to me. Yeah, he's got it. I'm going to take damage this turn. Oh, wow. Why did you dispel? Wow. Okay, that was a mistake, dude. Okay, I have one chance. I need to kill you this turn. I really need to kill you this turn. How can I do this? I need to get my general off the spikes first. I'm going to use Holy Immolation. Give you some buff. That'll give him some health back. 4 damage to my opponent general. I'm now going to use... what to do. I can kill you this turn. I know I can. Let's Divine Bond my lion. Divine Bond the lion. There we go. And I'm going to be able to attack twice, and this should be game. Whew, that was lucky. I only won basically on a misplay. He dispelled his own spikes there, and therefore I didn't take as much damage as I should have. But that's it. That's what this game is like. It's pretty intense, pretty fun. You've got to be really, really strategic with it. But I absolutely love this game. I implore you guys, if you've enjoyed this video, go check out this game. Add me to my friend, add me to your friend list. My username is Sean Arnold, and I'll be happy to play you anytime. Got a couple more videos of Duelyst coming down in the week, where I am playing against a good friend of mine, the General Frog. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Duelyst will pop off a bit more. Anyway, that's enough of shilling from me. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Take care.